Hello, I'm in my sweatshirt blanket. It is 85 degrees outside, but my room has this thing with its air conditioning where it gets very, very cold during the day, or after 5 p.m. I should say. Also, this lighting, wow. After 5 it gets really, really cold because it's expected that everybody gets back from work and they're in their rooms, so I'm chilly. But this was a Christmas gift from my parents, and I have to say it is one of the best inventions ever devised for cold weather dwellers. I'm not currently a cold weather dweller, but I'm still getting use out of it. It's the best thing. It is a blanket, but a sweatshirt, so you can wear it. Genius. Why did it take until now? My mom loves hers, my sister loves hers, my dad loves it. It's also like only comes in like triple XL, so it's like a giant hug all the time, and I love it very much. So even though it is 85 degrees outside, I'm wearing a sweatshirt blanket. Anyway, we had huge thunderstorms last night that were very, very close by, to the point where it didn't shake my room because my room is a dorm building and I live on the 4th floor and it's built of brick and all of that stuff, but the lightning shocks through my closed blinds, which when my blinds are open right now, but hold on. When my blinds are closed, my room can get like pretty pitch black. Not gonna, like, doesn't look really pitch black because it's still daytime, but it was pitch black, and there were shocks of lightning that lit up my entire room to the point where I could see my walls and all of my room. It was very scary, and the thunder was very, very loud, and so I had a really hard time, a huge problem, falling asleep. So, waking up this morning, a little bit difficult. I'm typically a morning person, but I do not do well with less than at least 7 hours of sleep. I really thrive with 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. So I have a very weird body circadian rhythm slash like life schedule for a college student. I am an extreme morning person. So my body is, I don't know if it's like years of living 45 minutes from my school and having to wake up at like 5:15 to make it to school on time in high school, because high school you have to be there by 7:45 because homeroom starts at 7:50, and I lived 45 minutes away, but you couldn't really leave at 7 because you didn't know what traffic would be like, so you had to leave at 6:45 every morning. A nightmare. An absolute nightmare. So I don't know if it was years of that kind of conditioning or if it's just my body's like natural rhythm. I'm starting to think it's my body's natural rhythm, because even on the weekends I wake up ridiculously early for a college student. Not ridiculously early for a regular adult human. Regular adults, you guys get up at like 5 a.m., sometimes 4:30 in the morning, and you're really morning beings because as you get older your circadian rhythms start to change and you start to get up earlier and go to bed earlier. But when you're a college student and high school students, typically circadian rhythm dictates that you should wake up around 10 a.m. and go to bed around midnight. You should get 10 hours of sleep when you're between the ages of like 15 and 19. You're supposed to get a lot of sleep because your body is developing and you're going through a lot of like physical changes that require a lot of energy. Anyway, also you're creating long-term memory, which the REM cycle is very important for. I know a lot about sleep. But so that's the typical schedule. So that's why people say that high school schedules are so contrary to what teenagers should be doing, because in theory you would want to switch the way that elementary schools and high schools run their time schedules, because younger kids can wake up earlier and go to bed earlier, and they're already awake because that's when their brains are the most active, in the mornings. So elementary school and middle school students should go to school 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. And high school students should go to school 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., whenever. Regardless, that's not really what I want to talk about. My body wakes me up at around 6 a.m., if not earlier, every single day of my life. And because of this, and because I'm prone to chronic migraines, I have to go to bed early. I have to. It's biological. It's not my choice. A lot of people find me hard to live with because of that, at least college students, and luckily I had a roommate my freshman year and a roommate my sophomore year who could sleep through my alarms, but I just wake up before my alarms. I have a school week alarm during the school year that goes off at 6 a.m. every day, and then I give myself the morning to not really think about school and to not really do anything until around 7:30, and that's when I start to study, 7 or 7:30, depending on the day, depending on what my classes are. I like to have about an hour before class starts to get some low-key studying in, just reviewing what we did the day before, or the class before, because our schedule runs Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, and Tuesday, Thursday classes. So you won't have the class the exact day before. So I like to get up, have an hour, review some of my stuff. So if my class starts at 8:15, I'm in the classroom around 7, starting that review. And if my class starts at 9, I'll, probably get into the classroom 7:45, 8. Anyway, I have never once not woken up before that 6 a.m. alarm. Not once. It's very frustrating as someone who likes to sleep. I enjoy sleeping. I really, do enjoy sleep. I take naps, especially now. Now that I'm in college, and I do need that sleep because my brain is super active all the time. But my body doesn't let me sleep very late into the morning. It's like if the sun is awake, my body wants to be up and moving. I don't know why. I wish I knew why. Some people have different circadian rhythms than others, and that's probably what my thing is, because I've been living as a non-high school student for 2 years, and I still wake up before my 6 a.m. alarm every single morning, no matter what. No matter if I'm up until 3 a.m. the night before, or if I go to bed at 10 the night before. And so because I'm prone to chronic migraines, I have to go to bed early so that I can get enough sleep to not be sleep deprived and have a headache. Right now, I'm dealing with a headache because there was a huge thunderstorm last night and I couldn't go to sleep. And so I was probably awake until 1 or 2 in the morning because the thunder was so loud that I could not fall asleep even if I wanted to. And so, but caveat to that is I woke up at 5:50 this morning. So I've had a headache all day. A very low-key headache. There's a difference between my migraines and my regular headaches of just sleep deprivation, which is nice, because if I'm going to have to suffer because of a thunderstorm, I would rather not have a migraine. Still kind of annoying, kind of frustrating. I am hard to live with because of it, because I am a morning person. I've developed the habits of being a morning person because my body is physically a morning body. So I've become the kind of person who gets up and goes for a run and takes a shower in the morning and is in and out of the room when I forget something in my room. And I don't like being that way. I would love to be able to say oh yeah, I'm gonna stay up until 2 a.m. and study and go to bed and wake up at 10 a.m. the next day because I don't have class until 10:30. I just can't do it. I don't know why. I wish I could, but I can't. So what I do is I do all of my work in the morning and during the daytime, because another caveat to my body is that I'm not super alert in the evenings and nighttime, because my body starts to physically be like, you need to sleep because you're gonna get up early. So I get tired around 9:30, like I'm in my late 30s, early 40s, and I wake up at 5:30 like I'm in my late 20s, early 30s. It's very frustrating, but so that is what I wanted to talk about today a little bit, since it happened to have that thunderstorm experience, talk a little bit about my body, and to tell you that it is possible to be a morning student, a morning person, college student who doesn't rely on coffee. I do not drink coffee. I do not drink energy drinks. I do not drink anything with caffeine, unless I have a headache, and then I will go out of my way to get a Mountain Dew or coffee to get rid of the headache, because caffeine can dull some of the effects of the headache. But it's possible to get up in the morning and go for a workout before everyone else is even awake. It's kind of nice sometimes during the school year to have that time in the morning to reset before everybody else is awake. And a lot of the time, because I'm up so early and working so early, I get so much more work done, and I'm done with my work by the time my friends are starting theirs, because like me, they take naps, except they're up until 2 a.m., they sleep till 10 a.m., then they go to class, then they start their work at like 5 p.m. because they've woken up from a nap. It's not a call out to anyone in particular, it's just how certain people work. I just can't work that way because of literally physically can't work that way. But yeah, so it's possible to be a morning student. Not very common. I have been in the library. I go to the library some days when I don't have class until later in the afternoon because of whatever way my class schedule works out, although I like to morning load and then have the afternoon to do homework, like self-scheduled study, and any homework that I have. But, yeah. So, woohoo! If my classes are later in the afternoon, I will go to the library in the morning, and I cannot tell you how empty our library is between the hours of 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. There's not a soul in there. I'm the only one. There's no cleaning people, nothing. Like, I'm literally the only person. The cleaning people don't even come until 8, and that's even early, and you don't see anyone. Maybe you'll see occasionally people will stumble in at like 9:30. But it's really empty in the mornings, which I love. I love an empty library. Our library is massive, and so it's just very nice to be in there by myself. But anyway, long story short, it's possible to be a morning student. It's uncommon, and it's not easy because a lot of things don't open until later in the day, especially on the weekends. That's a real struggle if you are a morning student. My cafeteria slash dining hall and cafes are like the places to eat don't open until 7:30, or on the weekends 9:30, which is even worse because I still wake up that early. But I can't eat until 9:30, which is a lot. I normally, during the school year, will go at 7:30 and be like, hey, I'm here to eat breakfast right now because I gotta run to my day. So, yeah, just because of the thunderstorm, that's what I wanted to talk about. And real quick, fill you in, I got a job working at the post office, which is great. It's $10 an hour, whoop whoop. Shout out to my boss who got me a gig for the summer to do in the afternoons, woohoo! I'm finally gonna have something to do other than read, eat, and sleep. It's very exciting. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!